Hey everybody, it's your girl Imra Gregory. Let's sit and have us a good conversation. So today, I would like to ask this question because I just want to elaborate on it. So my question is, are you more leaning towards the old type of way of being married where the main thing was the woman has to be a virgin first, or are you okay with how this world is today where you should be more experienced before you are married? Because I would just like to elaborate on it. um I personally was a virgin to my husband, and I feel like I was able to, you know skip the parts of the heartbroken and the parts of being hurt, or not being able to trust, or just so many things that goes into life, because of the fact that I was married young. I married at 17. I was pregnant and I married at 17 to the love of my life. And it's like, do I believe that you should be a virgin first, or should you be more experienced? And all I can say is, in my um life experience, I can only speak on what I've been through. And I feel that, like I was saying earlier, I was able to skip a lot of the hurt that could have happened to me if I had chosen to lose my virginity early on, you know. Or what if I didn't find my husband at a certain time when I was 17, and I just so happened to lose my virginity before marriage? Then I still feel that I wouldn't have been able to skip those things that would have been on my path, because of the fact that I had lost my virginity if I would have done it. So I've heard so many people and that always say, you blessed, you blessed, you got to find the man of your dreams early on, and I was able to, be only with my husband. And I've even heard once, but not a lot, that I'm not experienced because I was only with my husband. So my main focus today is, what do I believe when it comes to our world and back then world? So I will elaborate in this way. If I had daughters, because I have sons, I only have boys. And if I had daughters, I think I would really raise them in that way to save themselves to marriage, or save themselves to at least being close to marriage, where it's like, if that man has shown you that he is 100% about you, and y'all are have been planning for marriage or whatever it is, to try and save it till marriage. Because if you really think about it, God has a plan, and he only gives us instructions, and we have a choice to listen, and we have a choice to not listen. And if you really look at today's world, the fact that people have this thing called body count, and everything that's going on in this world, I personally feel that all of that could have been avoided in a way. Because if we were to save ourselves as women until marriage, then you wouldn't have all of the hurt, the mistrust in men. And one thing that, not just mistrust, is so much that happens to us women and men, you know, when you choose to have multiple partners. And I personally feel that you can just avoid it if we was to listen to the instructions from our parents and from our God or our beliefs. So yeah, I do believe that if I had daughters, I would teach them to save themselves till marriage, because you will be able to shoot all the flies away. Okay, because once you become at a certain age for ready for dating, everybody coming at you. It don't matter who it is. It's always gonna be, you're gonna be courted as a young girl, and you may not have the the knowledge that you need to have at that certain point to know when to shoo him off, who to shoo off, who not to give attention to, who not to be in a relationship with. So being a virgin is kind of an advantage, because most men that are coming to a young girl, they're not always trying to be that young girl's husband or something long term. Sometimes they just want to just, you know, bust a bust a nut or whatever and keep it moving. Sometimes you are not somebody that's long term in their life, but you think that you are, and you choose to give them something that's so important, that means so much to you, and you end up being hurt and broken because they treated you like you wasn't really that important to them. So me personally, I feel that even to the younger viewers, if you are in that place, I think it is best to wait and save yourself for marriage, because a lot of men, they they respect a woman that has boundaries, a woman that has respect for herself, and that's just wife material. Now, the last thing I want to do is judge anybody, because at the end of the day, we are living in 2025, you know? So it's okay if you did not save yourself to marriage. It's like the last thing I'm here to do is judge. But at the end of the day, it's about consequences, and I'm explaining that it's just so much that happens to you if you don't keep the instructions. God doesn't tell us why you should keep his instructions. It's more about do it and you will find out. In other words, you will see the consequences. And I'm just a testimony that I was able to shoo away a lot of things that could have happened to me because of the fact that I chose to stay a virgin. Not only that, it's in this world they call it experienced. Like, well, I was with this person, I was with that person. And I don't even think that this should be just like for women, even for men. Like, we all are souls, we all are spiritually connected, right? So even as a man, I still feel you should keep your virginity to the woman of your dreams. Why? Because at the end of the day, you are not so tied to a lot of different energies and different bodies and different things that are taking over you. You know, it's like once you get married or once you have relations with the one person that you fall in love with, then you are automatically connected, you know? And you don't have to be scared of being heartbroken. You don't have to be scared of not being able to trust this person, because while you was a virgin the whole time, you your main focus is not sex anymore. Your focus is getting to know that person for who they are. What are their attributes? What is their personality? What what they are about? And you can filter through the man or the woman that you date, because you know what you like in them personally. And I just feel like sex can take over the situation where it's like you're not even you get to a point where you're not even connected anymore because sex has taken over. So that's just what I really feel. And it's no judgment to nobody that haven't been on my path. I really, really feel that everybody have their own path and their own lessons to learn during this lifetime. But me personally, it just comes with a lot if you don't save yourself for marriage. And I only pray that you do find yourself and you do figure things out. And I do pray that you are okay, you know, because not everybody have the journey that I had, and that's just fine. I personally feel that in 2025, that's the reason why we have so many relationships that doesn't really work because of the this normal thing of having sex really early on. You can just meet a guy and you have sex on the first date. A guy is he's not going to even respect you. He may not even know your name. Like he may not even remember you because of the fact that you didn't respect yourself first. You know, most men, they will treat you by the way you let them treat you. So if you are quick to have sex in the first day or the first week or the first 2 months, it's it's like you don't even have enough respect for yourself. I'm saying like this is how he would feel. Like if she let me smash, then she don't even have enough respect for herself. And I'm not about to say no. Like if she giving it up, I'm taking it, you know? So it's just something to think about. Like even in relationships now, like even if you're not just a kid like I was when I was 17 and met my husband, I even feel that even in these days, try to meet when you date, try to be a friend and get to know that person for who they are for as long as you can. Because that way you get to know if that's the person for you and you know whether to shut it down or not shut it down or keep giving it some type of attention, you know? And that's just basically it. Tell me what you think. Are you more leaning towards this world and its understandings and choosing to have more people as partners, or do you agree with the fact that you should just have one partner that you'll get to live on with life and start a legacy and children and everything else? Let me know in the comments and like and share. And thank you for tuning in to Let's Sip and have us a good conversation. And cheers for just giving this podcast a bit of your time. I hope that I was able to get through those younger people that are still trying to figure things out, because I remember in my days, I didn't really have that as much. Like, you have your sisters, you have your brothers, you have your this, but when you're young, you don't really speak out and you don't really talk about the things you're going through. So I pray that this podcast was able to help the younger generation. You all have a blessed and amazing night. Cheers.